What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Clone Wars Chronological Rewatch. This week, we're talking about To Catch a Jedi, the second to last episode in Season 5. In this one, Ahsoka is still on the run, and she finds help from an unlikely source, Asajj Ventress.
Where's she been? What's she been up to?
She's still bounty hunting, and that's actually what brings them together, is Asajj wants the bounty on Ahsoka's head.
Mm-hmm. She's like, I know who will pay a pretty penny for this kind of bounty.
Right. But Ahsoka convinces her to not go through with it because they are kind of on a similar path, which I really like, is, you know, the Jedi abandoned me, Dooku abandoned you, so let's work together, and once my name is cleared, I'll clear your name as well. So that's what sets them on a path together, but Anakin and the clones see them working together, and that does not look good for Ahsoka.
It keeps piling up on poor Ahsoka that everything she does in this arc looks worse and worse to the public eye, or well, to the other Jedi at least. Yeah,
you at the end of this episode were like, this is so frustrating.
Yeah.
Which it is, but that goes directly into the theme for this episode, which is never become desperate enough to trust the untrustworthy. And yeah, I have mixed feelings about this theme because I understand it, that working with Asajj looks bad for Ahsoka when no one else knows the context. And she's kind of so desperate to clear her name that she'll do it at any cost. And she'll team up with anyone. And so she does work with Asajj, and all of that leads to her being surrounded by boxes of nanobots and evidence that further implicates her.
Yeah, Barriss ends up putting her in exactly the position that she wanted to further frame Ahsoka.
What do you mean, Barriss? Are you telling me that she's behind all this?
Spoilers!
Yeah. Well, that's kind of my thing, is that I feel like Asajj proves herself to be trustworthy in this.
Yeah, and it's hard knowing the rest of Asajj Ventress's storyline and how she does become a much better person, and like seeing this and having that kind of like fortune cookie, you're like, oh, but she does become good, kind of.
It's like, well, Ahsoka puts her trust in two people in this episode. It's Asajj and Barriss. And I kind of think it's supposed to have a double meaning.
Yeah.
Where she did put her trust in Asajj, but she like tested her. She said, don't kill the clones, and Asajj didn't. Like, she's on board. Barriss, she just went ahead and continued trusting. Which, of course she would. Like, why would she all of a sudden think that Barriss was bombing the Jedi Temple and betraying everyone? So, I don't know. Yeah, I just don't like seeing Asajj thrown under the bus when I'm like, she didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah. Well, like, Ahsoka's probably not thinking clearly right now, and it should be strange to her that the only other Jedi she's been talking to is Barriss, and so she's not even questioning that she would have had anything to do with this. You know, her judgment is clouded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're right, and so much of the Clone Wars and what Ahsoka learned was about like slowing down, taking a breath, and you'll know the right way forward. She hasn't really been given that chance. She can't take the time to slow down and think. But yeah, I think her judgment is clouded. And it's so frustrating because, you know, she didn't do anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And she knows that she is not going to get the fair treatment, especially from someone like Tarkin. So it's not really her fault. But yeah, I think the message is like, you know, be careful about the company you keep because you will be judged by them.
Mm-hmm.
But I also feel that's unfair to someone like Asajj, where it's like, what? So we can't believe that anyone will ever be redeemed? That they could never become trustworthy? Because that's like definitely another theme of Star Wars.
Super against, the whole story of Vader.
Yeah. It's a good lesson of don't let your desperation control you.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe is something a little better that could have been for this episode.
Yeah. Is this the episode where we see Plo Koon get involved?
Yeah.
Which was nice to see.
Yeah, that's actually a good point, is that the Jedi send Plo Koon and Anakin after Ahsoka.
Didn't want to send Anakin.
Right. So that kind of feels like it's tying into the theme as well, because Mace Windu does not trust Anakin.
Yeah.
He doesn't think that Anakin will be able to do what needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, fully trusting Plo Koon. And like, those are the two Jedi, Anakin and Plo Koon, that, and maybe Obi-Wan, that have the strongest connection to Ahsoka.
And Obi-Wan was kind of there. He was there via hologram, but he was one of the people that stood up and said, no, Anakin is the only one that should be going on a mission like this.
Yeah, he says we would be foolish to leave Anakin out. And I think it just shows the bias of Mace Windu, where he's like, okay, Plo Koon also has a strong relationship with Ahsoka. He found her. I trust him. Like, he'll do what needs to be done. Anakin, though? No. Not that guy.
Yeah.
So,
we see some of this resentment starting to pile up between Anakin and Mace.
Yeah. Starting. Just compounding, I think. But yeah, I thought it was interesting that themes of trust were still involved in the Jedi Council side of things. But yeah, that's it for this episode. Next time, we're going to finish Season 5 in The Wrong Jedi. But until then, please like this video, subscribe to the channel.
Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
And consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.